What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Man, I forgot to do everything. The computer's not working again. The audio is not working. So I've been scrambling to try to get that going. Thanks for joining me. This is my first time live streaming. Thus, you know, all the technical problems. Oh my god! This is my full-time job. I know it's hard to believe that with what half-assed nonsense is going on right now. But it is. If you'd like to support me, head on over to CiottiFPV.com. I swear to God, it's not always this awful. There we go. Yeah. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com and click some buttons. There's a limited amount of stuff that I can do here. Patreon helps me the most. YouTube and Instagram are here. Etsy with some stickers and some hardware. Fiverr, you can hire me to work for you. I'll help you fly better. I'll help you build better. I'll help you tune better. Some t-shirts over on Teespring. FPV Exchange has a bunch of good stuff going on over there. If you're not on FPV Exchange yet, you're just missing out. Get over there. And then if you ever find yourself doing orders for anything on any one of these websites, if you click my affiliate link here before you do the order, I'll get a small percentage of your order. FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Emagod's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, and a couple others. So yeah, do that. If you'd like to talk directly to me in the chat, all you gotta do is type my name. You can put an @ in front of it, but you don't have to. You do have to spell it right, and you can't put a space in between Ciotti and FPV. If you do all those things, your comment will light up on orange, and I will know that you're talking to me, and I will read it. Speaking of the chat, Huff19 was first, Metal Dirtskin was next, JT MacGyver FPV, Patrick Glogowski, T-Bird, Richard, 608, B-Man, Alpha Sloth, Phil Sonnenberg, B-Man again, Brandon Woodford, Robin Duckett, Northern Tier, DQ, Always Have Been Orga, Justin Jacks, Jacques, I don't know, I'm just gonna call you Justin, Frank Nicholas, Brandon's Beans, Remy Tim, B-Man again, Matthew Savu, Riot9, Brian Ladmeral, Marcel off Axis FPV, OGK, Kirk, Huff19 again, Chomper FPV, License to Drive, Nacho Quad. I'm gonna start missing people now. What's up, friends? The folks that have tagged me so far, Patrick Legowski says, hello from a very morning hour in Ireland. 10 o'clock here. Wow, it's really early in Ireland. T-Bird saying what's up, B-Man saying what's up, Robin Duckett saying hey, Nacho Quad saying hello, Quad Doc saying what's up, Double A saying hi! June Loco saying what's up. Callisto saying what's up. Carbon Cage saying what's up. Michael Blades. Bob Noxious saying what's chat? Is what he said. Jason Crabtree says the lava lamp. Oh, I got it. Frank Nicholas dropping the link to CiottiFPV. Thank you, Frank. Metal Dirtskin says just channel bot grinder. I promise next time will be better. See, I can't promise that, though, because, you know, after a year of doing this, it seems to just get worse and worse and worse. More and more technical problems just randomly happen for absolutely no reason on this computer. Orga says, congrats on getting the iMac Fun goal. Thank you, Orga. Seth Inman says, why don't you increase the donation goal so that you can get a higher tier M1 Mac? So I have to get the higher tier M1 Mac. I don't know. I don't know whether to just leave it like this, or to raise the number. It feels like raising the number is kind of shitty, because yeah, I mean, we got to the goal. So yeah, I just sort of made that decision. It's probably the wrong decision. That's kind of the only types of decisions that I make, but I don't know. Riot9 with $4.20 Australian. He says, supporting the madness, aka Coke and Hikers. Thank you, Riot9. Much appreciated, my man. Grizz FPV says, broken arm on the 4-inch 250, still flying the props off of it. Very cool, Grizz. How hard did you have to hit it to break the arm, is my question. Robin Duckett says 3 a.m. in the UK. Cyberdeck Cafe says, this Sunday's episode of Technical Difficulties is all about FPV. I'd like you to enjoy it. I'd like to invite you to join me. Yeah, yesterday's stream was real bad. I made it a point to watch a little bit of yesterday's stream to just force myself to, yeah, realize that I can't be so angry on the streams. It does not come off well. I'm just as angry right now that this audio capture program that has worked completely fine for over a year every single day has all of a sudden just decided to shit the bed. But I'm not going to let myself be all angry because it's weird and awkward when I'm angry on the stream. So I'm going to smile through it and just be a fake-ass motherfucker tonight. We're doing giveaways tonight. Tonight's a giveaway night. 3 Patreon giveaways, 1 open to everyone PayPal and Super Chat giveaway. We got some good... why am I so fucking tired? We got some good ones pretty much an entire brushed Tiny Whoop for the $5 a month tier, a full set of 2.5-inch prop motors for the $10 a month tier, and then all the propellers in the world for the 5-inch tier. They're actually 6-inch propellers, and a big old 6S 1450 mAh battery. So yeah, if you want to get in on the Patreon giveaways, of which, like I said, there's 3 tonight, CiottiFPV.com, click the Patreon button, join my Patreon, 5, 10, 20, 30, and up tiers. Get you on those. It's explained once you get into the Patreon. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. GrizzFPV says, honestly, not that hard, broke right behind the first screw. It's kind of what I was afraid of. Bob Noxious received his package of giveaway winnings today. He says, thank you. You're welcome, Bob. Phil Sonnenberg says, been up since 3 a.m. Eastern. You're killing me with yawns. Sorry. I'll try my best. Bob Noxious says it's 4:20 in Greenville. Uh-oh. Northern Tier FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, Mac Fund, felt bad for you yesterday, you rock man. Thank you so much, Northern Tier. Since he called out that his super chat was for the Gear Fund, it is going to be added to the Gear Fund. And there we have it. Thank you, brother. Metal Dirtskin says he missed last Monday. Get more RAM. Thank you, Metal Dirtskin. Again, since he called out the Gear Fund, I have to do difficult math. It's not too difficult. That goes to a 5. That goes to a 1. We're over 1,500. Look at us go. Pretty soon, there'll be another computer that I can scream and yell at because I'm inept and unable to use computers properly. Maybe not. Maybe it'll just work. It'll probably just work. This computer is 12 years old. All the software is out of date. It's running an OS from like 6 or 7 years ago, I think, about this Mac. Let's see. It is on El Capitan. I don't know. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad. 10.11.6. I know it's from a while ago. Thank you, Metal. Thank you, Northern Tier. Cyberdeck says, we have the best Discord and have a fun live stream. My mouth is not cooperating with my brain. I agree, Cyberdeck. Paul McDonald says, FPV glide motors should be here by Friday. Ooh, that's going to be cool. Tiago Ramos is in the house. He says, you need a punching bag, stress relief. Yeah, right. June Loco says, can I buy your old computer? Yeah, for sure. Once I have everything off of it, it's going to go on eBay unless one of you guys wants it. So I'll just look up whatever it costs on eBay, and yeah, that's what it'll be. Cyberdeck Cafe says, build yourself a Mac clone. There's lots of IT people in the chat here, Cyberdeck, and they all seem to agree that that's not the best of ideas. So I won't be doing that, unfortunately. Maybe you can argue with them about it. Marcel off Axis FPV with 5 Canadian and Californian dollars. He says, put me in for one of those somethings. I am going to try my best to remember, Marcel. Typically what I do, though, is I wait until that giveaway starts, and then people super chat me. But yeah, I will try my best to remember you when the time comes. Usually it's in about an hour from now. Fair warning, if I forget, I'm sorry. You're going to have to remind me or maybe remind me next giveaway stream. A lot of things are going to happen in the next hour. I apologize in advance, brother, but I'm going to try my best. Where am I at here? Okay, so yeah, as I was just explaining, the giveaway that's open to everybody, there's going to be a point in the stream where I say, okay, now, and when I say that, that means send your super chats and or your PayPal payments because that giveaway has begun. So any super chats prior to that one, prior to that moment, don't get you entered into that giveaway. Make sense? Orga says, will Velocidrone Liftoff Sim Nights be back when you get a supercomputer, please? Possibly, Orga. You're one of the only people that actually ask for them. The Sim Sunday streams were the least attended and the least watched. And I gotta pay a little bit more attention to that. I know it kind of sucks, and I know it just makes me even more of a shithead shill, but I do have to pay a little bit more attention with this being my career to which streams do well, and unfortunately those don't do all that well. They'll be back at some point, but I'm trying to focus on kind of growing things, and yeah, so for the time being, I'm trying to focus on the stuff that gets a lot of views and gets watched, so that yeah, I can get the things that I kind of need in life: car, health insurance, stuff like that. June Logo says, what happened to Man Cooks? You not eating? No, my soon-to-be ex-wife took pretty much everything that was in the kitchen, so I don't really have anything to cook with, unfortunately, at the moment, but I'm getting there. It'll be back soon, hopefully. Cyberdeck says, you know it's not legal to do a giveaway. I do them anyway. Yeah, I'm a bad person. Orga says, that's cool, don't feel bad about it. It's all good. Alright. Let's go over here. And... Alright, cool. And... we're good to go. Riot9 says, BS, been practicing my split-ass double rolls just for Sim Sundays. Bring it back. F views. I wish I could, Riot. I really do, man. There'll be a point where I can have that approach. But now that I'm living alone, unfortunately I can't. It's, yeah, I gotta be able to, like, live. So unfortunately I gotta make some decisions based on money, and I know that sucks, and I know I've never really done that, so it might be kind of like a shock to you guys, but I promise that it's not gonna be like that. For as soon as I can not have that approach, believe me, I hate having that approach more than you guys hate it. So I promise that that I will only have this approach for the minimum possible amount of time. Yeah. Bob Noxious says, give me that list I got you. I'm working on it, Bob. Yeah, we'll let's talk about something else. Kevin Smith says, admit it, your focus is at the yoga studio. Yeah, I wish, Kevin. I'm struggling to get in there as often as I'd like. Things are a little weird right now. Sorry, guys. Riot9 says, it's okay, live. I'm trying, man. Alright, let's move on and talk about some other stuff. One of the local awesome dudes designed something really cool here. He designed RunCam hybrid specific front standoff mounts with 2 holes drilled in them, and he designed them. Well, so when you put the 2 holes in them, you have to pick your up tilt. So one of the problems with the RunCam hybrid is that most of the mounts that we have are just single screw mounts, but RunCam did a double threaded it like this, which I kind of do like, but at the same time, when you only mount it with a single and then you crash, it rotates the camera. And so that's not good. So yeah, these have been designed. I'm looking forward to testing them out. And yeah, it should be really good. Sorry guys, I'm whatever. Blizzard FPV with a $20 Canadian super chat. He says, "Man eats pizza." Thank you, Blizzard. Thank you. I will legitimately spend that on pizza, man. All right, so let's dive into the RipSqueak for a little bit here. So I know I've been bouncing back and forth trying to figure out what I'm going to do about the motors and the arms. I did order somebody from the chat messaged me and let me know that the iFlight 1504s are in stock at a Canadian place. So I ordered a set because the shipping from Canada shouldn't be too bad. And it was cheap. It was cheap shipping. From iFlight, the shipping was $25, which is just insane. So yeah, there's that, which is good. Yeah. So they're coming, but for the time being, so that's what these arms are that I would really like to use on this RipSqueak number 3. But in the interim, I think what I'm going to do is use the thicker, heavier 9x9 and 12x12 mount arms and put these Toka, or I'm sorry, put these Mamba Toka 1505s on to test them out, basically. So let's get that going here. Monitorton says, which RipSqueak arms are those? I think they make them in a bunch of different lengths. So I think, yeah, we just talked about it. These are all for the 3-inch props. Always Hath Been says, what do you call an empty can of Cheese Whiz? Oh, God. Dad joke incoming. Cheese What's? Cheese Was. Cheese Was. Got it. Bob Noxious says, are you going to run the 3-inch props? I am. Suave FPV says, good evening. How are you? I'm all right. Free Range Chicken says, hello. I have no dropped frames on my side, so it must be a YouTube problem, June Loco. Sorry, man. Sucks. Okay, so let's put this thing together. And because of the fact that I do have the Niogel, but because of the fact that I'm going to be taking this apart, I'm not going to use it right now. Also, I would like to use it as a back-to-back. I would like to... Well, I'm not going to be able to do that because none of these micros have flight controllers with black box. So I kind of may as well just use it now, but I'm not gonna. I'm just not. I'm not feeling it right now. Okay, so this is gonna be the front here. So I need to make sure I have a screw that's long enough. What are these? These by 9 or these by 10? These are by 10. All right, so we're gonna throw some arms on. And then we're going to throw the motors on, and then we're going to profit. So let me just see if this screw, yep, so this is the correct length screw, which is nice. Let me just get 2 of them that, yep, make sure these match. And, okay, awesome. So here's how you mount the arms on the RipSqueak. Hopefully when you've ordered your RipSqueak, you got these extra little braces, which is awesome. Jason Crabtree, there is no link to these RunCam hybrid mounts. They were made by a local guy, and we haven't really tested them yet. So once I've used them and know that they don't do anything weird, he's going to send me the STL, which I can then send to you guys. So that's how the RipSqueak arms mount, like that. And then you just screw the center point in here. And I hope that guy that was mad about the giveaways doesn't report me or anything. Last thing I need is to get kicked off of, I mean, if I get kicked off Patreon, that's kind of the end of this channel, realistically. I mean, I would literally have to get a PM job immediately if that were to happen. So, but yeah, I don't know. I probably deserve it. Okay. So then, I mean, the key is to not crank this down. There's really no reason to crank it down. That screw looks a little short. Let me check how much engagement it's got. So the way that I do that is I'll back it out. Oh, that looks like plenty. And then just keep an eye on where the handle of the screwdriver is. So it's got 1 rotation, 2 rotations, 3 rotations. That should be enough. That should be plenty. Although, out of curiosity, let me go up 1 millimeter and we'll see what's going on. See if there's I can get a little bit more thread engagement. Okay. So this is an 8. Okay, so I can just go up to a 9. Do I have any 9s in here, or did I put them all somewhere else? Oh, I do. Fantastic. This should be a 9. And it is. And I think this is going to be too long. I feel like I've already done this test, but whatever, it's fine. Alright, so we got that guy, we got this guy, and let's see what happens here. See how much this thing comes through. Oh no, that's kind of perfect. Alright. Oh, I'm glad I did that. Let me just give it a little crank. Oh yeah, the by 9s are perfect. Okay, cool. That is good news. Alright. And sometimes I feel like people don't, I don't know. Sometimes I want to answer back to people like, you realize I have streamed once or twice before, right? But I resist because I try to not be mean. But I don't know. Sometimes it feels like people think I'm really dumb, which is hard. But whatever. Okay, so if I'm gonna throw a couple more screws in here. Shit, I don't have any more of those socket. Why am I so itchy? What the hell's going on? I know I left these titanium screws out for a reason. Let me just do this. I just want this thing to sit flat so that I can solder the motors on. So what I'm going to do is take some shorties, some little shorty boys, and I'm going to feed those up through here. And then I'm going to crank this center screw down, and I think it'll push into the sides of these threads and hold these little guys in here. Well, you know what? I can just push like that. And now, yeah, now it'll sit flat. Jesus, my fucking arm is on fire. Alright, cool. So there's a little top tip for you. Not really. But just pretend. I'm coming, chat. I see things happening over in chat. I see you. Just let me get this knocked out real quick. I'm coming. I promise. Alright, we're gonna go center and arm and arm. Okay. Alright. So I got that there, and then we're just going to force these little guys through. Just as placeholders, basically. Loosen this up a little bit because I can't get them all the way in. There we go. Crank this down again. And just as an extra little Oompa Loompa. Now we're talking. Cool. Now it's sitting flat. Apparently I got bit by a mosquito while I was sitting here. That's really annoying. Yeah, so now it'll sit flat so I can measure up and put some motors on. But first, let's get caught up on chat. Scrolling up and finding my place. Robin Duckett says, Blizzard FPV with a 5 Californian Canadian dollar super chat. He says BQE.io by BQE. Yeah, BQE makes some really, really good stuff, man. This RipSqueak Micro is just a really great 3-inch frame. Arguably the best that we've got at the moment. The best I've been able to find. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Blizzard. Very kind of you. Paul McDonald with a $5 super chat. He says, never give up. What Paul McDonald's is, what's the word? Referencing, if you're new here, is this.
諦めんなよ。諦めんなお前。どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで。もう少し頑張ってみろよ。ダメダメダメやめ諦めたら。周りのことを思うよ。応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろって。あともうちょっとのところなんだから。俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそNever give up
Thank you, Paul McDonald. Clam Man thanks you as well. If you'd like your own Clam Man sticker, like the one that you see here, reminding you to never give up, which is very important to have on your workbench. Because, my God, all I ever want to do is give up when I'm working on quads. Head on over to Etsy, CiottiFPV.com, and then there's a button for Etsy. Tons of stickers on there. You're going to love them. OGK Kid with a $1 super chat. No comment. Just sending some love. Thank you, OGK. Very kind of you. Much appreciated. Explosive Fruits' 6S bits came in. Get your 6S on Explosive Fruits. Hopefully it's for a 5-inch rig. Pat V says, do you know if the Ghost module works on the jumper T-Light? I don't know anything about the Ghost module or the jumper T-Light. So unfortunately I have no clue on either front, Pat V. Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat running Ghost on a jumper T-Light? I would message Immersion RC. They would probably know. Might as well message Jumper while you're at it. They might know as well. Luke Beam says hello. Mark Torgensen says good evening. Fairly Functional says I haven't built a RipSqueak yet. RipSqueak yet seems really tough. I mean, no tougher than building any micro. I mean, micros are all a complete pain in the ass. You might actually argue that the RipSqueak is easier to build because it's one of the few micros with removable arms, so that's really good. But yeah, micros are just a pain in the ass to build. Full stop. Carbon Cage is in the house. He says, have you had one of your Fusion F7s not outputting motor 2? I've tried a couple of ESCs and motors, flashed it, put the hex patch in, CLI still motor 2. I'm about to give up. I think we were talking about this last week, Carbon. Yeah, I still haven't had that issue with any of mine. Yeah, it sounds like that flight controller failed, which sucks. I've had pretty good luck with the Talon F7s. I haven't run any of the Fusion F7s, but I've run the MPU 6000 Talon F7s, and they've been kind of fine. I have had a couple, I think 2, where the 5-volt regulators failed. But yeah, not outputting to motor 2 when you didn't do something in the CLI strikes me that the flight controller failed, unfortunately. So I hate to give you the same answer as last time we were talking about this, but I haven't thought of any weirdness that might cause motor 2 to go out. That sucks, man. Sorry. Fairly Functional says, I didn't mean difficult, I meant strong. Yes, they are. They are very well, I haven't really, I'll be honest, I haven't, now that I really think about it, I haven't really crashed a RipSqueak super hard yet, I don't think. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. I slammed him pretty good at Rampage. I've broken 3 or 4 motors so far on RipSqueak, so that's pretty good. When you start breaking motors, that means you're hitting them pretty hard. So yeah, I have crashed the RipSqueak pretty goddamn hard. At the point where you're breaking motors, like hitting even harder than that, kinda doesn't matter, right? Because at the point where you break something like a motor, that rig is done. Like, if the frame is more durable than that, cool. You're really... I actually prefer the opposite. I prefer a frame where the arm will break before the motor. But with micros, that's really tough because the motors are so fragile and there's so many different motors. So yeah, it's interesting. I try to apply the same rules from 5-inch to micros, but unfortunately sometimes you can't because the durability of certain components is so much worse. The motors. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like to make it certainly seems to me. Guillermo, what are you doing? Don't be a dick. I'm not gonna ban you yet, but stop. It feels to me like the micro motors with the 2mm motor shafts are so fragile that if you were to build an arm that would break before the motor, the arm would be so fragile and thin that it would introduce vibration problems. And yeah, the problem is the motors. We need 3mm motor shaft micro motors. That's the problem. I don't think it really makes sense to... Yeah, I don't think the answer right now is to make... I just don't think it's possible with the motor situation where it's at that we can build a micro frame that's going to give good flight performance and good vibration isolation, but have the arms break before the motors. Which sucks. But it's the situation that we're in. Hopefully the motor manufacturers start doing 3 mil shafts down below, down where the motor goes into the stator, and it'll be great. Empty Head thinks that the motor bells are already too heavy as is. I disagree. Why do you say that, Empty Head? What are you basing that off of? Because I definitely disagree with that. RC Ritter says, have you flown the Tooth Fairy 2 2004 or 2204? Tooth Fairy 2. Which one is that? Going over to FPV Cycle. So I flew the prototype of this like a year and a half ago. If you guys want to see some footage from it, if you go here, Empty Head says for micromotors all the way up to 7-inch motors. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't agree with that. What are you basing that off of? Like, what testing have you done to kind of show that? Empty Head is really what I'm asking. What was I just doing? Yeah. Okay, so if you guys watch this edit here, this is actually with the prototype from that. So let me just come here and I'll drop the link into the chat. There you guys go. So yeah, this is from a pretty early prototype of the Tooth Fairy. And yeah, it flies really good in here. This is also an example of how decent the footage is from the RunCam Hybrid. This particular edit, it was flown on Xnova 1804s, which I call out down here in the description. After this day of flying, I moved that rig to the Brother Hobby VY 2004s, which now live on the Cinesplore, and it was even better. The 1804s were okay. I mean, you'll see in the edit, like they're very decent. But the 2004s really brought those 4-inch props alive. The props were GemFan 4023s. So yeah, if you're gonna build a rig for those 4023 propellers, unless you're looking to get like squeak out some extra runtime, I would not recommend going with the 1804s. I would definitely recommend going up to the 2004s, because they really were the correct amount of motor for that weight of and drag of propeller. Empty Head says what a lot of people consider prop wash is actually motor problems. Really? Huh. What's your sort of background with all this, Empty Head? Because this is all this is all news to me, and I'm really close with Ryan Harrell and Mark Spatz and Chris Rosser, and I talk a lot. Joshua. So like I feel like I'm tied in with the guys that know the most, but it sounds like you might be talking with people that know even more, and that's the money for me. Tell me more, man. So yeah, there's some Toothpick 2 information for you guys. Jackalope FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, calling on the collective, let's help get our favorite dangly wangly man the last $400 for Zoom computer. I feel like we blue-balled him last week. 5 from each of you, we'll get him there. Thank you, Jackalope. We are going into the gear fund here. You guys did not blue ball me in any way, shape, or form. Quite the contrary. You guys... financially I was a little freaked out, and then last Monday happened, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'm going to be all right. Robin Duckett with a £5 super chat. He says, get that Mac. I'm just going to estimate that $5 to cheeseburger dollars as 7. No, as 8, because that'll make the math go in a more simple way. So that'll make this be a 3 and this be a 5, a nice round number. Thank you, Robin Duggett. Bob Noxious says, I'm with you on that, and I double mine. Bob Noxious with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Bob. Very cool of you. 1545. Look at us go. Look at us go, friends. Ferris Shahimi says, yeet! Paul McDonald with a $5 super chat. He says, 1080 streaming for the win. Can you guys imagine? You guys are going to really get to see how ugly I am when this new computer comes. I'm just going to stream in 720 forever so you guys can't see how awful my face is. That's not true. My face is alright. It's fine. Look at it. Yeah, it's okay. I guess I'll have to shave more often. Empty Head says, not that prop wash isn't a thing, but there are times where when the judder is way too fast, an oscillation to be prop wash, ... based off telemetry. And then he says black box logs. Ooh, Empty Head's coming at me. He says, see, now you're just name dropping like it matters over black box data. Not really. I mean, because the guys that I'm mentioning are the guys that are the most sort of knowledgeable that I've met with black box, and I actually don't use black box. I tune by flight footage and by ear and just by sort of common sense. So I ask those guys a lot of questions and talk to those guys a lot because I'm not interested in learning black box for a number of different reasons that we've talked about sort of ad nauseum here on the live stream. Empty Head says, I know how to tune. I'm not saying you don't, brother, but you're presenting information that doesn't match up with what a lot of the top guys in this industry kind of agree on. So, and I'm not attacking you, man. I'm trying to get, I don't know shit. Like I'm very dumb. You'll learn this about me if you hang out here a little bit. So I try to surround myself with people that are way smarter than me. Thus, all the amazing people in the chat. And then when somebody comes onto the chat that has new information, I ask them for that information. I apologize if it came off negatively, as if I was saying that you don't know how to tune or whatever. That was not my intent. I was just, something that happens a lot is there's something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is when you get into something and you start learning, you do start learning and your knowledge does increase, but also the amount that you think you know also increases quite a bit. So people that have been into the hobby for 6 months to a year, for example, right, they run up this steep incline of learning and thinking they know a lot. And then they get to the point where the amount that they actually know versus how much they think that they know, they're not one-to-one anymore. They think that they know way more than they actually know. And if you stay into the hobby for long enough, what'll happen is you start to go down, meaning that you continue learning. Learning is in this direction. How much you think you know is in this direction, right? So you kind of climb, and then once you get to a certain point, you realize, like, oh, Christ, there's a lot more that I didn't know. Or at least, like, you kind of realize that, like, I didn't know the subtleties of it. So a lot of times people will come into the chat that are, on that upwards climb, and they'll have a lot of, like, big claims that aren't backed up by any of the people that have been into this for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And I try my best to, ask those people the right questions, like, what's your background? Like, all the questions that I asked you, right? What's your background? What are you basing this off of? Because I don't want to, like, discredit those people and just be like, well, no, that's not how it actually is. I want to give those people an opportunity because, like I said, maybe those people know more than me and Ryan and Joshua and Mark and all the guys in the Black Box Facebook group. So yeah, I tried to do that for you, but it looks like I did a shitty job of that. So I apologize for that. I didn't mean to. It looks like I pissed you off. So you probably already hate me. So I apologize for that. Was not at all my intent. I'll try harder. That's all I can really do. YouTube just did the thing and scrolled me to the bottom, scrolling back up to try to find my place. Something else that happens on this stream quite a bit. Empty Head also says, I never said prop wash wasn't a true issue. I said a gigantic part of the community can't tell the difference between prop wash conditions and motor problems. I'm having trouble understanding what that means. Again, I'm very dumb. You have to talk to me like an 8-year-old. So, yeah, I don't know what that means, man. I mean, your original comment, though, was that motor bells are too heavy. Kind of getting back to that, there's not a whole hell of a lot that we can do about that, right? Like, most of us in this hobby crash, and the motor bells seem to sort of be designed exactly as fragile as they can be. And you can use the word fragile interchangeably with lightweight. Like, the more fragile something is, typically the more lightweight it is. So, yeah, I mean, there's kind of no solution to that without really sacrificing durability, which is a terrible idea. Going up to a 3mm motor shaft, yeah, that would make the motor bell a little bit heavier. But I think you'll find that most people in this hobby will gladly take durability over a slight decrease in performance. So yeah, I hope that they get away from 2mm motor shafts. Weight of the motor bell be damned. Because yeah, durability is, in my opinion, like kind of top of the list, right? Like in this hobby, you really have to spend a good amount of time looking at your own flight habits, looking at the feedback that you get on your rigs from your crashes. Well, I guess you don't need to. If you're on a super, super, super tight budget like me, you certainly need to. And you really need to pay attention to, your list of priorities, right? Durability, flight performance, cost. And for me and most that I've run into over the last 4.5 years in this hobby, durability is right up there. If it's not the most important thing, it's maybe the second most important thing. So yeah, durability over most other things in my and most opinions. So Freelojo says, wish I could say the same about that, CiottiFPV. I'm not sure what we were talking about, Freelojo. Jason Crabtree with a $5 super chat. He says, $20 real California dollars. They don't go far. Thank you, Jason. Much appreciated for the support. Oh man, I'm gonna fuck this name up. Zemergy, I think I got it. Zemergy JWT with a $10 super chat. He says, is the Gep RC Hero 8 naked with it for my smashed Hero 8, or should I get something else? Is the Gep RC Hero 8 naked with it? I'm trying to think of what spell check did see you there, Zemergy. First and foremost, Zemergy, thanks for the support. Much appreciated. Gep RC Hero 8 naked. I wasn't even aware that Gep RC was doing a Hero 8 naked. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Is the Gep RC Hero 8 naked with it? Worth it. Worth it, of course. Worth it for my smashed Hero 8. So, Zemergy, it sounds like you've smashed your Hero 8, and you're asking me if it's worth it for you to buy the conversion kit to build this. It's really hard to say. I mean, it looks like it's pre-order. So not only do I not have any idea whether or not Gep RC did a good job, nobody really does, right? Because it's just pre-order. So for like, and I try to not answer questions in the theoretical. Like I try to answer questions from a little bit more solid of a place. I really prefer to answer questions about gear that I've personally smashed the shit out of and run and whatnot. But I'll sometimes give answers that I've heard from people that I trust, and that typically I've flown with. But in this case, I mean, it's just me throwing a dart at a dartboard. So, I mean, unfortunately, I and nobody else are going to be able to really answer that question because it's a pre-order item. It doesn't exist yet. This thing could come out and they could all catch on fire. We have no idea. Unfortunately, products being bad right out of the box is far too common in this hobby. So I guess the only answer I can give you is to not chance it. Like for me, I would not chance it because there's zero feedback on it. I'm broke. So for me, you know, $450 is a ton of money. If you've got the money, what the hell, go for it, right? Because it does look pretty good. This does look like a pretty good Naked Hero 8. And in theory, GEP-RC has learned from all the mistakes of beta FPV, and full speed FPV also has naked GoPro boards. So in theory, this one's going to be really good. It's the newest one, right? You know, so but yeah, there's no way for me to like give you a good answer on that question and feel good about it, because I try not to do that. I try not to tell you guys like, yes, you should get this, it looks great, and then you get it and it sucks. And because when that does happen, I feel like an asshole. You know, like I don't want you guys to waste your hard-earned money. Believe me, I know it. Yeah, money is a thing. Empty Head says, no, it's not. Fast oscillation is not always P-gain. Looks like he's talking to some of you guys in chat. Explosive Fruit says, now I've seen the hobby contemplate this. Is grease worth it? I certainly think so. I mean, looking at Chris Rosser's logs, it helped. And there's kind of no downside to it, to the grease, right? Like, everybody's bitching and moaning that the grease is going to be messy. Really? Like, so the fuck what? Like, that's not a real reason. Like, I get it. I totally get it. But if something's going to make our shit fly better, and it's not like, and the I don't know about you guys, but my rigs are a horrendous, disgusting mess all the time anyway. So what's a little bit more of a mess, right? Like, the whole, like, my rig needs to be clean thing, like, if you're gonna fly for real, like, just get that shit out of your head. Just be cool with your rigs being green, and just covered in shit. Like, when they get really bad, like, yeah, sure, I'll hose them down with rubbing alcohol and hit them with a toothbrush for a couple of minutes. But yeah, the grease being messy is not a real reason to not do it. So, in my opinion, yeah, I mean, Chris proved that it works. So like, no, and there's really no downside. So that's the dream right there, you know? Like, I wish there were more things like that in this hobby where you could just do them, and the downside was, like, it was messy, but the upside was that it made things perform better, right? Like, that's pretty rare. Usually the downside is, you know, it makes your rig less durable, or, right? There's almost always a give and a take with things. What else we got going on here? Huff19 says, I think we now know where the refurbished GoPros from Best Buy go to. What, GEP-RC? You think GEP-RC's buying them? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, YouTube did the thing bad. Scrolling back up. Guillermo, what are you saying that's bad enough that Brandon's needing to delete it? Stop it, unless you guys are just playing around. Scroll. Chat's on fire. Good lord. Ryan Fedora says, keep up the good work. Love the show and the entertainment. Thank you, Ryan, for saying that. That makes me feel better, man. I really appreciate it. Robin Duckett with a £6.99 pent. Didn't think I knew about pence, did you? He says, going to bed, keep the hype train going, lads. Thank you, Robin. Have a good night's sleep, or else I will hunt you down. I don't know. Robin mentioned the hype train, and the hype train is related to the gear fund. So we're going to, I'm going to round the 7 pounds up to 10, and we're going to go to 1560. Hope everybody's cool with that. We are at 11 o'clock. I'm going to get caught up on the chat, and then we're going to do our giveaways. Huff 19, we talked about that. And YouTube just did the thing again. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Michael Blade says, what's a good alternative for a 3-inch QAVS that will give decent footage instead of using my heavy GoPro 8? Are you looking for a frame recommendation or a camera recommendation, Michael? I can't figure it out from your question. What is a good alternative for a 3... Oh, you've got a 3-inch QAVS, and you're looking for an alternative. Oh. I mean, you know the answer to that. The RunCam Hybrid is the best that we can do on board, and then session foot. So run in terms of quality, RunCam Hybrid, and then almost the same quality is the Session 4, and then better quality is the Session 5, and then better quality is the Hero 6 and 7, and then Hero 8 quality. So that's, I mean, that's really it, Michael. There's nothing magical out there. Oh, and then somewhere in there would be the Insta360 Go 2, but most people are having issues with Jello on the Insta360 Go 2, so I don't really consider that a good option quite yet. Yeah. HawkFPV says, how do I get rid of low throttle vibration? It depends on what it's being caused by, Hawk. I think you're one of my patrons. Go to my Patreon page, Hawk, and at the top of the page, click Tech Talk. Tech Talk will give you a whole bunch of the tech articles that I've written in there. Scroll all the way down. One of the ones towards the bottom is troubleshooting motor heat. Motor heat is typically caused by oscillations, typically in the mid to low throttle. So follow that post on my Patreon page. There's like a dozen different things that it could be. I put them in order of like frequency of them happening. So you can just follow right along for all the different things that I call out in that Patreon post, and eventually you should get to the root of the low throttle vibration. It also depends on like what kind. I mean, if it's a, I'll just give you like one really common thing is if it's a micro, and if it's a micro with notchy motors, the notchy motors are the problem. If you're here, you're probably in. I'm just making an assumption that if you're here, you're probably in the micros because that's what I'm known for. Most micro motors are very notchy. Notchy motors cause low throttle vibrations. So yeah, that could be it. I also have an edit here on the channel showing you how you can test your motors to see how notchy or coggy that they are. So you can look at that in the actual edits here on the channel. Brandon says, Guillermo's trolling, I'm just busting his balls. Okay, cool. Random FPV is in the house. Maniac FPV says, what's up? Michael Blade says, camera. Okay, yeah, so we're good. Right. And cool. We are caught up on chat. Let's do some giveaways, boys and girls. So one of the things that we do when it's time for the giveaways is, one of the other benefits of joining the Patreon is you get access to my Discord. Well, the secret, anybody can get on the Discord, but to get the secret channels, you got to give me $3 whole a month. That's 10 cents a day. It's crazy, I know. Journey George says, if you're here, I'm guessing you're into micros. Yeah, or lanky dudes. That's true. Yeah, once you're a patron, you get access to a couple of different boards. One text channels, rather, on my Discord. One of those text channels is called the Video Collective. And in the video collective, you can post your edits. And while I'm getting the giveaways set up, I will play 3 of these edits. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to copy a couple of these. I can pull these out here. And well, let me pull this out first. I'm going to need that over here. And so we are going to go with a Dauntless edit here first. And I do need to mute these because some of you guys use copyrighted songs, which is totally fine. You should for your edits. But I can't have copyright music on these live streams because of reasons that if you've been around long enough, you will know. And so we're going to have a Dauntless edit. We're going to have a Grizz FPV edit. And we're also going to have a Remy Tim edit. Ooh, Peak 1 and 2. Very cool. You guys are going to dig this. Ah! Okay, good. Oh, it was already muted. Cool. All right, and there we go. So that's gonna stay muted in theory. Let me just get it paused for a second, make sure I have everything I need. Okay, cool. So let me also just hit refresh on a bunch of these tabs here, which are gonna make this computer absolutely lose its mind. So I want to do that now before I start playing videos. Mr. Z says, I had an Emax RS1306B fail on me. Single wire to the winding broke. To be fair, I did plop it into some tall grass first flight. That's not good. I've had okay luck with those motors. I mean, plopping it into tall grass, that's not enough of a hit to for you to blame yourself, Mr. Z. So yeah, there's some food for thought on those Emax 1306s. In my opinion, though, the Emax 1306s don't make much sense. You're going to be much better off getting the RCX 1306s because they're 9x9 mount base. And the 9x9 mount base motors allow you to run the GEP RC 3-inch ducts, prop guards, which are amazing. So yeah, the only nice thing about the Emax 1306s is you can get them stateside. But yeah, or if your frame is 12x12 mount only, like the Acrobrat. So there's another benefit to the Emaxes. But most micros will be 9x9 or 12x12 slotted. And in that case, in my opinion, the RCX 1306s are a better bet. You're going to have to wait for them. You're going to have to either pay a little bit more money to get them quick, or they'll actually, I think they'll be cheaper than the Emaxes if you get the cheap shipping from MyRC Mart. But then you're going to have to like wait a month for them to come in. So, okay, I think all of these are now good to go. Okay, cool. Here comes some beautiful patrons flying around. I'm going to do the giveaway things to get them all organized and on the wheel. I will be back. God damn it. Okay, I can't. So, because this audio monitoring thing is not working, I have to just do this, and I just have to play the audio through the speakers. Okay. So, here we go. This is going to be kind of janky, but, you know, could be worse. Ooh! boys and girls. Here comes a link to Remy Tim's edit there, and there you go. All 3 edits are in the chat. This song is Pretty Carolina by Jontha Lynx here on Epidemic Sound. If you have a need for copyright-free music, Epidemic Sound is really the only website that you should bother with. Yeah, they have good stuff. And there's actually a link down in the description. They give you an affiliate link as soon as you sign up. So if you decide to sign up for Epidemic Sounds, if you remember to hit the affiliate link, I'll get another couple dollars for free. If you forget, that's okay. I always forget. All right. So here we go with the wheels. Didn't mean to do that. And first up, we've got the $5 a month Tiny Whoop and Toothpick tier. We've got a Newbie Drone brushed AIO where the pins are slightly bent. There's also a camera and the little built-in VTX, a whole bunch of propellers, some different mounts, and then we've also got a cockroach frame, a bunch more propellers, a whole bunch of batteries, and Newbie Drone Black Edition motors. 2 sets of the Black Edition motors, actually. I was going to throw this AIO away and just give away the motors and the frame and all the other stuff. Oh, and there's another set of motors in here too. There's like 8 more motors in here. Yeah, there's a ton of motors. Ton of brushed Tiny Whoop stuff in here. If you don't have a brushed Tiny Whoop, you should. I built 2 of them a few months ago, and like they're just fun, man. They're just fun to fly around inside. I couldn't believe. I mean, some of you guys probably remember. I was having a ball with them. So yeah, build yourself a brushed Tiny Whoop. There's pretty much everything you need in here. I think you can get the AIO to work. So yeah, F15. Here is the wheel. Here is everybody's name that is on the wheel. I'm gonna scroll quickly because you guys can rewind and pause. Basically, as long as you go onto Patreon and you're active, you're on here. I just hit a button that kicks out a CSV from Patreon. I'm going to hit the shuffle button a bunch because trust no one. The goat is ready. The wheel shall be spun. Oh, where's my face? Where's my face? There's my face. Looks like Chase Media. It's Chase Media FPV. Congratulations. I'm going to write your name down and then I'm going to message you on Patreon to get your info. So, just in case anybody's new here, the reason why I have to kind of run these through Patreon is it's sort of the only way that I can reliably get in touch with you guys. Oh boy. Chase Media _ FPV. That looks like a dash. I want to make sure I know that's an underscore. All right, cool. Congrats, Chase Media. You got some Tiny Whoop stuff coming at you. Next up, we've got the 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier. And we've got I ran 2 batteries on these. I didn't crash them a single time. So these are brand new, hyper light, 1303.5 8022 kV motors, and also a set of Gemfan 2512 tri-blades. This would be good for a toothpick as well. If you wanted to build like a really powerful toothpick, these would work. Next wheel is over here. Here's everybody's names. Scrolling quickly since you guys can rewind, but just go to Patreon and make sure that you're active. That's the best way to make sure that you get entered into these. There you guys go. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Go! Who is it gonna be? I think it's gonna be Christopher Dilks. Here it comes. It's gonna give it to Christopher Dilks. No, it's not. Geo Fairbanks, congratulations, my man. You have won some Mooters. G-O Fair Banker. Awesome, Geo. I'll shoot you a message over on Patreon and we'll exchange info. Next, we've got the 5-inch tier. Get a load of this. If you ever wanted to fly long range, cross your fingers for this one. We've got a set of the Azure 6145s. Oh boy. Infinity 1450 MAH6S. Look at the shape of this battery. It's actually a half-decent battery, too. We've got 2 sets of the GemFan Flash 6042x2s. We've got a set of the 6-inch... Are these the gate breakers? 6-inch gate breakers, 6x5. We've got 2 sets of the Ethics K2. Yeah, the K2s. This is just... It's just all of the 6-inch props. A couple more of the 6042 two-blade gem fans in the different colors. The Emax Avan 6-inch long-range bi-blades. 6-inch Master Air Screw bi-blade. And... oh, there's more. The Dow 6-inch folding props. Even more of the K2s. The T-Motor 6143s. And the GemFan 6-inch floppy proppies. So yeah, pretty much all of the 6-inch propellers. And you can't tell me that you don't always want to try every single available propeller when you build a rig that's a different prop size. I sincerely hope that somebody wins here that's been like kind of thinking about doing a 6-inch build, because man, it is so satisfying to just try all the propellers and then be like, nah, I don't like it. Back to a 5-inch. That's what happens to me every time. That probably won't happen to you guys. You'll probably love it because it's something different, and who doesn't like something different? Sort of me. I don't necessarily... I like things that are different, but they gotta be really good and different. And I keep my rigs really lightweight, and 6-inch with a lightweight rig is too floaty. It's like a toothpick. And I'm not into that, but some of you guys probably are. So, yeah, here's the 5-inch tier. Hit this button. Here is everybody that's on it. Scrolling quickly. Stop and rewind if you want to double check. Shuffle a bunch of times. Goat at the ready. Time for someone to win. It's gonna be Chomper FPV. I can see it now. Oh, it got stuck on Frank Nicholas. There he goes. Frank Nicholas just wins everything. Frank's winning all the things. He won the full build. Now he's winning a whole bunch of 6-inch props. Congratulations, Frank. I don't know why I put the thing back on the floor. I need to pick it up here and write your name on it. God damn it. I just shipped out the full rig that Frank won like 2 days ago. That's what I get, man. That's what I get for being all slow in shipping. The randomizer waits until until the worst possible time, and it sticks it to me. Frank, Nicholas. Congratulations, Frank. You've got some 6-inch props coming to you, my man. And now we're gonna move on to the Open to Anyone giveaway. Put this over here, and it's not open yet. I'm gonna show you what. Nah, fuck it. It is open. $5 or $10. $5 gets you on the wheel once. $10 gets you on the wheel twice. You can go to CiottiFPV.com, scroll down and hit the PayPal button. That way YouTube doesn't take 30-something%. Or you can just do a super chat. I'm fine with YouTube taking 30%. They give me this platform to stream on. It's all good. In this giveaway is a digital copy of FPV Flight Dynamics from Christian Malika and a set of TweetFPV. TweetFPV's got his own website now, tweetfpv.com. A set of TweetFPV transmitter, skateboard grip tape, controller grips in the color of your choice. Also, there's a light blue battery strap. There's a set of M3 stick ends in black, the fastest color. A completely unknown receiver that I just found. It might not even work. I don't know, but I'm throwing it in there. A perfectly good Racer Star Tattoo 30x30 BL S ESC. I flew the hell out of this thing to see if it was durable, and it was totally durable in the test bed rig that's usually sitting up there. Yeah, when I took this out, it was completely fine. This ESC really shocked me. It's like a $35 or a $25 ESC, and it's totally fine. It's not BL 32, but BL S flies fine. Beautiful newbie drone lanyard that's just made of the softest material in all the land. A brushless cockroach frame, because you got to have one of those. A pretty much brand new GNB 6S 1100 mAh battery without the little TPU thing, because I actually need an extra. Look, it's not even poofy. I barely flew the damn thing. I think I flew it like twice. A extra large white t-shirt from FPV Exchange with Skadoosh's logo on the right side, and then my logo gigantic on the back. And then a bunch of GemFans new props, a set of the Freestyle 3s, and 4 packs of the new Freestyle 4s. So a bunch of stuff. $5 to get on the wheel once, $10 to get on the wheel twice. CiottiFPV.com, scroll down, PayPal button, or just do a super chat. Alright. Let me get a little bit of organization going here. And cool. There we go. So let me fire up my email and start taking a look. Come on, computer. You can do it. You can do it. So there's a chance that the audio program might work now. I just had to do this uninstall nonsense. Let me test this out real quick. I need to get a little bit of audio going. Hold on. I need to get some desktop audio going. So let's just go in here and we're just gonna play something. That's gonna play through these speakers, but let's see what happens. Please work. Nope. Oh, well, wait. No. I have to do something. Hold on. I have to do something first. Oh, I really hope this works. Computer, can you please... Okay, there we go. Alright. You guys are gonna lose... No, you're not really gonna lose audio. You're just gonna lose that audio. You can still hear me. Let's see. Please work. Please work. Please work. Nope. That is very frustrating. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Like, I'm okay when things break because, like, I F around with them. But when stuff just breaks in the middle of nowhere, that's really annoying. I'm gonna try to reinstall it again. Just for the... Yeah, so now what's weird is during the reinstall, like, it's working right now, right? During the reinstall process, it starts working, but then when the installation finishes, it breaks. This is what happened that pissed me off really bad at the beginning of yesterday's stream. So let me just let that go. And First and foremost, I'm going to put FPV on here because he's done a whole bunch of editing work for me for free. And I've been trying to remember to put him on all the wheels, and I've been doing a horrible job remembering. Let's get these super chats in here first. KCUFAM is going on the wheel. Thank you, brother, for the support. Create some spaces here. So yeah, at some point here, if you guys hear the music cut out, just know that I'm angry, because that's the software failing. B-Man FPV with a $10 super chat. He says, hit me, my man. I won't. There it goes. Yep, and it's broken again. Fuck you very much. Yeah, I don't, I don't get it. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. There's no reason for it to not work. This setup has been unchanged for pretty much a year. Pretty much an entire year. I don't know. But I'm not happy about it. It's really, really frustrating. Let me try one more thing. Yeah, no, it's just broken. Everything's broken all the time. I guess I'll just keep playing audio through the microphone. I mean, the entirety of this stream is half-assed and horrible, so, you know, oh, OBS quit. What the fuck? Hopefully the stream is still going. Hold on. Computer is just restarting. Looks like there's some serious problems. Wow. Unbelievable. Hey, all right, cool. What the fuck, man? Okay. So, hold on, let me just take a second to breathe here. Yeah, shit's still broken. That's okay though. I'm getting used to it. That's me manually doing it. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to... Moving on! Oh, it looks like the chat did not wipe everything out. That was, that's pretty cool. So, I'm just gonna continue going through. If there's any that I missed, do me a favor and let me know that I missed them, because I'm not totally convinced that this chat has everybody's... You guys know what I mean. Bob Noxious is going on the wheel twice for his $10 super chat. Thank you, Bob. Very generous, my man. There you are. License to drive with 4 pounds. Boom goes the dynamite, he says. Boom goes license on the wheel. Borked with a $5 super chat. He's in it to win it. Thank you, Borked. And okay, if there's anybody else that did super chats, oh, thanks for the reminder, Kevin Smith. He says, remember Marcel. Awesome. All right, cool. So we got that. If there's anybody that did a super chat that's not on the wheel right now, let me know. I'm gonna go over to PayPal and get that taken care of. Here we go. Ready? Robin Duckett says, let me on the wheel. I'm gonna let you all over this wheel, Robin. We got 1 and 2. Thank you for the support, my friend. Kyle Jarecki sent $5 for nudes. Well, you gotta pick, Kyle. Either nudes or on the wheel. I'm gonna put you on the wheel because you're not gonna want to see nudes from me. Daniel Anderson, Yarbs, he says 2 for entries, 1 for illicit drugs. Thank you, Yarbs. You go on the wheel 2 times, and then I snort the extra dollar. He sent $11. And then I've been instructed to snort the extra dollar up my nose, which I may or may not do. MotorFFPV with a $10 PayPal. He says, count me in, CiottiFPV. Love you, bro. Thank you so much, MotorF. Thanks again for putting the time in to put all those people together. I'm gonna do something with that. Don't you worry. Patrick Glagowski sends $10. He wants to go on the wheel 2 times. The dude abides, and in this case, I am the dude. And Bot Grinders June stickers. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. That's an email from Bot from Patreon. His stickers are the coolest. I think that brings me up to date. If you don't see yourself on the wheel, speak now. Tag me in the chat, and I will manually put you on there. Whoa, what the fuck? No, you can't charge me that much money for rent, you assholes. What is this shit? What? Why? Why? What? Oh boy. Okay. That's going to be an interesting conversation tomorrow. What in the hell is going on? Okay. I gave you guys time. Nobody spoke up. I think that means that we're ready to go. I'm going to give you like 10 more seconds. If you're not on the wheel, but you should be, let me know. Here are all the people that are currently on the wheel. If you don't see your name, tell me. Start deleting the extra spaces here, and I'm gonna look at the chat real quick. Orga says just sing something. Metal Durskin says we can just write you a script to reinstall it over and over and over again. MotorF says PayPal sent. Okay, good. Jackalope says, what size t-shirt? Yeah, it's an extra large. Looks like you guys cover me on that. All right, cool. I think we're good. I'm going to hit the goat, and more importantly, the wheel. Wait, no. Shuffle. Somebody's going to win, and that person's name is... B-Man FPV! Congratulations, brother! B-Man, you've got some work to do. You've got to email tweet for your transmitter grips at tweetfpv@gmail.com, or you can probably just go to his website, tweetfpv.com, and he's probably got a contact over there. You can let him know, hey, I won Ciotti's giveaway on June 21st, and I have so-and-so transmitter. I'd like the grips in so-and-so color. And then let him know your address and all your info. Do the same thing with me. Reach out to me somewhere, CiottiFPV all over the place. Say, hey, I won June 21st giveaway. My address, I probably have your address. Pretty sure I have your address. But just send me a message. Let me give me a reminder. Because I also need to send you the instructions for the digital copy of FPV Flight Dynamics. Congratulations, B-Man. You're a winner. Don't let any of these guys in chat tell you that you're not. I don't know. Somatic FPV says, I'm running 1507 3800 kV on a 4S Squirt. What kV should I aim for if I want an output limit for 6S? 2700 kV sound about right? To be honest, Somatic, like, I always do the math, but then I like regret doing the math because you can change it in the OSD. So when I can remember to not do the math, I'm just going to take the rig out and fly it. And if it has too much power, I'll just drop it down. But yeah, technically speaking, you're sort of on the money. But it depends, man. It really does. Maybe you would like it at the equivalent of 3500 kV, right? Like maybe you fly your squirt faster. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe you want more throttle resolution and you want to drop it down below 2700. So yeah, I really recommend that everybody kind of just gets it in the ballpark, but then 100% plans on taking it out in the first couple batteries, playing around with that and moving your motor limiting up and down a little bit, so that you can pick the amount of power that's perfect for you and the way that you fly and the locations that you fly. It'll also force you to figure out where the hell it is in the OSD. And once you know where it is in the OSD, then if you go to like a big site, you can just change it. And like you won't have that like, oh, I don't feel like looking for it. Maybe you guys don't get that, but I certainly get that. Like, if it's more than like 3 steps for me to do something, there's a part of my brain that's just like, nope, that's too much work. Nope, I'm not doing it. Can't do it. Can't handle it. Cannot handle it. Congratulations to all the winners. You guys are super awesome. Thank you for the support. And we are at 11:45. Weird live stream tonight. Some angry people, some technical problems. Bob Noxious says, I bought a paperback of Flight Dynamics. I won't need to claim my digital copy. Claim your digital copy. That'd be nice to have it digitally. Maybe if you're like out on the go, you don't have. It's a big ass book. You probably won't want to carry the book around. Somatic says, I want one profile for 4S, one for 6S. I don't want to risk burning motors. My statement still kind of stands. I mean, you can, like custom dialing, and you're not going to burn motor. I mean, as long as you get it in the ballpark, it's then, you can then move it, or not. Do whatever you want. But there's a ton of value in perfectly matching the amount of power and thrust that your rig makes to your brain. So yeah, I think you should do it. If you don't, it's fine. But I think you should. B-Man says, are you kidding? Stepped away because I'm at work. Won the last time I did that too. It's the secret, B-Man. But Erickson says, should you run the lightest motors on a ducted quad since durability isn't an issue as much as a 5-inch? I certainly think so, Metal Dirtskin. That's why I'm keeping the Brother Hobby VY, which are the lightest and most fragile of the 2004s, on my Cinesplore. I have yet to have the Cinesplore take... I mean, I've broken a bunch of the ducts, and the motors still spin... Yeah, I think I tested the motors like 3 weeks ago, and they were absolutely perfect. What I was concerned about is like when a couple times that the ducts have broken, the duct has pushed into the propeller, which then puts a bunch of stress on the motor bell, and the motor shaft, I should say. And so yeah, I was kind of concerned that there would still be some durability issues. The flip side of that is that a weak motor, a fragile motor, or a durable motor, they're going to have the same motor shaft. So in that kind of a crash, it kind of doesn't matter. You might as well have the lightest motor because it's going to have the same... Oh, no, you know what? That's not true. The Brother Hobby VY motors have hollow motor shafts. So they could potentially be a little bit less strong. But it hasn't been. So yeah, on a Cinewoop, I really do think that you might as well get the absolute latest motor. And away you go. GrizzFPV says I'll take it. I'll recycle it and do it next Monday. Chris Croft says I did ask this as you were doing the draws, but what's a good 3-inch that uses a Whoop AIO board? Don't do it, Chris. Don't do the AIO board thing. You're gonna regret it. I got an iFlight AIO, not Beast, at 90% off. All right, well then maybe do it. Others gave me some options, but I want to hear yours. Here's the problem, Chris. I'm so anti-AIO boards that when I see a frame that uses an AIO board, I forget that frame has ever existed, and I write it off as the worst thing in the world. So I don't know. I literally do not know what frames use AIO boards. God, yeah, I really don't know. I don't know a single one. QAVS Micro. That's not necessarily the frame that I would recommend. Well, I mean, it's the only one. It's a good frame. It's a fine frame. There might be a better one that uses an AIO, but I just don't know. That's the only one that I know. It's a good frame though. So yeah. And I mean, it also depends on a lot of other things, right? Like build planning is something that I do over on Fiverr, and it takes no less than a half hour to ask you, where you're going to fly it, who your favorite pilots are, what the... I have a whole laundry list of questions that I ask so that I can figure out what the best motors and frame and all these other things would be for you in the specific usage that you're going to have with it. Oh, Tiny Trainer. Yeah, Tiny Trainer is another one. If you want to do some racing, Tiny Trainer would be cool. Definitely not good for freestyle, but for racing, yeah, that'd be a good one. Dauntless says, did you say something about the iFlight 1404s being super notchy, not super smooth? Correct. If you guys go, it's in the title of the live stream. I think it's from 2 Mondays ago. It's either a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I did 1404 testing, so you guys can just hit that live stream and get all the 1404 knowledge that you want. B-Man says I'll hit you on Discord next to those crazy bando pics I sent you. Definitely have my address. All right, cool. Sounds good, B-Man. If you want a quicker response, message me anywhere other than Discord. I probably won't check the Discord. Well, no, that's not true. I check the Discord before every stream, but sometimes I'm in a hurry. Metal Dirksen says, I was thinking about something like the AMAX Superleggera motors, which are stupid light. Yeah, you might as well. You really might as well. GrizzFPV says the QAVS Mini. So there's 2 votes. One from me, one from Grizz. Grizz also says, AIOs have gotten better. I only have 2 builds out of 12 that don't have them. I've only been through 1 AIO so far. That's pretty rare, Grizz. I have not heard that from anyone I think there was maybe one person last stream that said he's had okay luck with AIOs. The main person that I base my AIO knowledge off of, though, is Bob Ruge. He is constantly using and flying and crashing AIOs, and he's yet to find one that's durable. Grizz, how often do you crash those builds? I'm gonna guess not very, because crashes tend to be what kill AIOs. Outside of the durability problems, there are a whole host of other reasons to not use AIOs. Having the gyro on the same board that has all of the motor wires connected to it is a terrible idea in terms of trying to have the gyro free floating to suck up some of the vibrations. That's not really going to matter unless you're a lunatic like me and you're trying to get HD video from built-in cameras on these things. But it does definitely have an effect on the way the quad flies. With a 20x20 flight controller, it's always going to isolate that gyro better from both electrical noise and physical vibration. So it is gonna an AIO is never gonna fly as good as a 20x20 stack. The other big one is that AIOs don't make the build any easier. Yeah, they make it a little bit less tall, but that really doesn't matter because the camera is almost always taller than the stack height. So like AIOs kind of solve a problem that doesn't exist, really. I mean, you can definitely like it definitely makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It definitely feels like an AIO would make a build simpler and quicker, but in my experience, it actually makes it harder because everything is crammed into one spot, so the pads become tiny. And then I actually prefer to have an ESC with the battery lead and the motors connected to it, and then a separate flight controller with the receiver and the VTX and the camera hooked up to it. In terms of like trying to move the electronics package from one frame to the next, or just working on it, just when these rigs break and I have to work on them, having the AIO there is more of a pain in the ass because everything is hooked up to one spot, and it's just, yeah. So 20x20 for life, in my opinion. But if AIOs are working good for some of you guys and you're getting good flight performance, and you're happy with the flight performance where it's at, right? You could definitely get better flight performance by going to a 20x20 stack. That's great. Like, fly them all day. You know, I have a very specific set, and I have incredibly high standards too, right? Like, I'm trying to do things with micros that nobody else really is. So my standards are like way up here because of that. Unless you want your rig to fly. I mean, the flight performance thing, I mean, that's real, right? Like, everybody wants their rigs to fly as good as they possibly can, and that's never going to happen on an AIO, unfortunately. But if you fly for fun, and it flies good enough for you, hell yeah, do it. I still think don't do it, because when the AIO blows up, you have to replace the whole thing, right? Flight controllers typically don't blow up. ESCs are usually what blow up. And just, you know, having them separated out, when one of them blows up, you just spend half as much money as what you did on it. We've gone over this ad nauseum a million times now. Bob Noxious says, I thought you put that cockroach in my package. My cat loves it. I did. Yeah, that's from Newbie Drone. Rob Oxison with the last comment of the night. I'm going to shut this down a little bit early. It's been a little bit of a weird stream. He says, sorry I'm late, caught up at work. What did I miss? Any cockroaches? No cockroaches, Rob. But I'm going to let you go back and rewatch the stream. Thanks for hanging out, boys and girls. This has been your Monday night CiottiFPV absolute and utter shit show. JT MacGyver says, check your Facebook messages later. I certainly will. Thanks for hanging out, boys and girls. I'm going to try to play you something but I'm gonna have to play the audio through the goddamn microphone, which is annoying, but it'll be all right. Get this going. Here's a little bit of flying from the abandoned stadium. Enjoy. Thanks for hanging, boys and girls. I almost threw up. Nobody saw that. Thanks for hanging out, people. Love y'all. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. You got this. Here's some real flying. All right. Later, skaters. That's not the right one. That's the right one. Man, I don't got music queued up or anything. Hold on. Hold on. Here you go. Jesus. Hey! I landed. It was like I did it on purpose. What am I doing? Oh, I'm trying to get a good beginning to the... That's right. Alright, hold on. This is just me faffing about. Here we go. Jesus. Oh, boy.